All right, so looks like we're ready to go, so let's do this. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to my stream. I'm Pierre, your host. I hope you're doing okay. I'm really excited. You know why? Because today we are going to finish this painting. Hopefully, I see no reason why we wouldn't. So that's always so exciting, right? After several weeks of working to finally see the final product. So first of all, before we do that, let's do like we always do, just to wake up, just to get into the mood. Let's go over to our computer. Let's check out what we did yesterday. So yesterday we worked on our frame, of course. We started off by doing these stars, which we are going to work on today by coloring them yellow. Then we added our sperms that we love so much on this channel. After that, we added the details and the shadowing to our leaves. We went back to our sperms and we put some orange paint down so that today all we would have to do is do the shading of our sperms and finish our painting. So that's what we did yesterday. Today it's going to be a relatively short stream because we don't have that much more to do. As I mentioned, I'm going to put some yellow on these stars, put the red, the shadowing on the sperms, add some more stars on our frame, fix 2-3 things that are screwed up, pop open the bottle of champagne, and we'll party and celebrate the end of this painting. Another masterpiece off to the museums. But anyways, we're not there yet. So let's start off, first of all, by getting our paint ready. So I'm going to start off. I have to figure this out so that we can work in a way where I'm not going to be putting my hand in the paint, creating some sort of a catastrophe that will waste a lot more time. So I'm going to prepare some yellow paint. We'll do the stars, then we'll do the sperms, and then we'll see what we'll do. One thing at a time. So I have my palette here. I have my yellow, Azo yellow, which I love so much, which is just about empty, I see. So am I going to be able to scrape up? I think so. You see, this is why, often I bitch so much when I get to the end of a jar of paint because I can't get the last drops. These kind of jars, for example, you can see here how narrow they are. And to get the last 1.5 inches of paint is a friggin' nightmare. You get it all over your knuckles, a real pain in the butt. Why do they come up with these? Obviously, the guys who invented these jars never painted, right? These kind of jars, much better. You can get the last drop. And even this brand here, Amsterdam, well, I was able to dig in and scrape the last few drops of yellow paint. So I put an awful lot there. Don't need that much. I got carried away. It doesn't matter. I'll put it back in the jar at the end because we are not going to waste a drop, not at the price that paints cost these days. So anyways, let me do this. I am going to grab a fat brush that I won't be using, but it's just to dilute some water with our paint so it's a lot more fluid, more easy to work with, so it flows on the canvas the way it should. So, anyways, I'm babbling off because I'm so excited. Can't wait to finish this painting. To be honest, I really like this painting. I have to admit, I wasn't exactly sure how it was going to turn up when we started this guy, but anyways. So, as I said, yes, fat brush, water, and we're just going to mix all this up, blend the water with the paint so it will flow and we can just cover our stars. So I'm going to make this kind of thick because I really would love to avoid putting 2 coats, obviously. On the leaves, for example, here, which I use this yellow azo, I put 2 coats on top of a coat of white, and you can still kind of see through it. So this yellow azo doesn't cover that well. It's no surprise, but because I've been using this for years, but it is my favorite yellow, I must say. So what am I doing here? I'm not thinking. Let me think here. This is really thick. Yeah, maybe I just going to add like a little another drop of water and start concentrating on what I should be doing rather than just yakking off. I said yakking, huh? Okay. I want to make sure that we were clear on that. There, this is nice creamy texture. This should do the job. So I'm going to start on that upper left-hand corner, work my way around. So I'm going to need this huge can of paint, which will be my stool. There we go. I am going to bring camera number 1 over and put it to the side over here. Bring it up there. I will zoom in like that. I won't be in front of the lens, something I cannot stand. There, that looks pretty good. I don't have to get in too close. That should do the trick. And what am I going to do? I am going to find the right paintbrush. So I'm going to use the one I use for the white. I might as well use this. This is going to be fine. Get that wet. Take off the excess water. There you go. I'm going to step back and take a look again at what I'm going to be doing. Okay. Checking out camera number 1. That looks pretty good. So let's switch over and let's get to work. Very good. Yeah, I'm going to put this on really thick, just so I don't have to put 2 coats on like I just mentioned. Just like that. When it's dry, I probably will come back probably at the end of the day and add right in the middle of this yellow star some bright yellow, just a little dot in the middle. Nobody will ever notice it but myself, but I think it always looks a lot nicer. So there is our first one. Let's go off to the second one here. So I see the glare from the upper light that we have, but we have figured out the trick of just shutting off the overhead light, just like that. There we go. All right. Very nice. So let's go to this last star on this upper section of our frame. Of course, it's a little distorted for the camera, I must say, but it's the only way I can do it so I'm not standing in front of the lens. There we go. All right. I've had a long day already. I'm kind of pooped. To be honest with you, I've been running around. And I just barely got into the studio like 10 minutes before going on air. I haven't really had time to sit down or kick back yet today. So let's come on down right to our next star, which is right there. I'll move the camera over. Maybe it'll be a little less distorted. Just like that. There we go. I'm always hesitant to say that I'm going to finish a painting like I did earlier today because there's always so many little things afterwards that you leave when you're painting to come back at the end to fix, to make it like from good to perfect, if such a thing exists. And it usually takes a lot longer than what you scheduled or planned. But I think today I can safely say that we are getting to the end of our painting. So where am I? Here, probably right there. Put that on nice and thick. There we go. And I might as well just come on right down to that star. I'll pull it back just so we have a little variety for the editing of our movie. Let me bring the chair over as well. There we go. And I'm going to turn the light back on that we turned off for the overhead glare. There we go. Let's bounce to the other side. Oopa. And I'll just bring this baby over like that. There we go. All right. Get some fresh air in my lungs. Half the time when you paint, I hold my breath in just to make sure I don't shake or anything like that. Most people don't realize it, so when you're trying to be precise, you kind of, hold your breath in just to be steady. There you go. Very good. So I'll get this. I'm going to sit on my stool to do these lower stars. Okay, so let's bring this baby down. Way down here. And I might as well just switch over to camera number 1. There we go. To add that bright yellow in the middle later, I really don't need the paint to be dry, so I'm just going to put a little bit of that bright, what would it be called? Lemon yellow, maybe? Just a little bit of lemon yellow right here in the heart of the star. And I can do that using my knife, the tip of my little knife, so that's why I can put on this paint so thick, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be dry for that next step, so let's get just 2 more stars to go. Right there, very good. There we go. Very good. And we just have 1 more star to go. Let me just move the camera over. So I finished the Squid Game this morning. I thought it was pretty good. I loved it. A lot of people around me were so about it, but I thought it was pretty good. I loved the actors. Thought they were played very well. I got attached to them. No, I like that series, but I love Korean, Japanese movies. I watch a lot of Kurosawa movies. One of my favorite series of Japanese movies are movies from the 60s all the way to the 70s called Zatoichi, which is about a blind swordsman. And they've made like, I don't know, at least 23 of the movies of his during the 60s and 70s. Just my favorite all-time Japanese movies. Just love the way they're dressed. Well, of course, I am a Zen Buddhist, so I do love everything that is kind of Japanese, I have to admit. If you ever have the choice, get those movies. They're all subtitled in English. Zatoichi, it's called. Really, really cool. I think the main actor is Shintaro Kanzu. I'm not sure. Something like that. I must say, I downloaded and have all 23 or 26 of the movies on my hard drive. I've watched them all at least twice so far in the last 10 years. Ok, à bientôt. Ben, on se voit demain. Ok, très bien. Oui, tu vas faire encadrer ça? Ah, super. Ah, tu l'as vendu? Oui. Ah, super. Ah, excellent. Ah, d'accord. Tu m'étonnes. Taxi. Super. Ouais. À demain, François. Merci, merci. Ciao, ciao. Okay, so let us step back and check it out and see where we're at. Okay, got the stars. Let's not waste time, man. I'm in a rush to see this baby all done. Let's get the red paint together. Again, I'm going to I guess use the cap as a palette, and I'll just add a little bit of water just so it flows on my sperms the way I want it to. So this is what, a cadmium red medium, I think. I'll make a little more. I can always put it back in the container here in its jar or whatever. There we go. That should be plenty. And just like before, I'm going to blend in a bunch of water to get this paint to be the right consistency that I like. In the meantime, I can maybe just step back and take a look at this painting. I mean, I really don't have all that much to fix. Maybe just a hair of gold on my ring up here. Fix some of that. Some black paint on the edge of my frame. Add maybe a couple of flying birds in the background. Put my signature. That should be it, really. So, let me just add some water to our red paint here. Get that to be nice and creamy as well. Blend all this. Oh, that looks pretty good. Looks a little thick though still. Maybe one big fat shot of water. Blend all this in. Of course, I want this to stay nice and opaque, so, and I don't mind if it's thick because it has all night, all day to kind of dry till tomorrow. And tomorrow I have a gallery owner and a few people coming over to check out my paintings, so there will be no stream tomorrow. That's why also the timing is perfect, because if I could finish this painting today for that gallery owner tomorrow, that would be just perfect as well. Salut! Salut! So, got this together. Now let me get that right paintbrush, one that I can control and that will flow beautifully with the paint. Not too big, of course. Let's try this one. If this doesn't work, maybe I'm a little hasty. Maybe I should try this one, which is just a whisker smaller. I think I'll go with maybe this slightly smaller one here. Let's see what that does. Get that nice and wet. While that's soaking, I will bring this baby back out and set it down here. Okay, so I might as well get camera number 1 ready as well. Let's go back up here. Start on that upper left-hand corner like we always do. There we go. Maybe I'll also turn off the light, the upper head light. There we go. Just so there's no reflection for the camera. And then I'll turn the light back on as I move further down. So let me just take a second here. Just a little second to think about this. And I don't know there's nothing to think about. Let's just get to work. That's all I got to do. Just be careful and stay concentrated. Okay, that's not bad. I just have a feeling I have a little bit too much water on my paintbrush. So just going to come back down here just for a split second and get rid of the excess water that was on my brush. There we go. And let's go back to camera number 1. There we go. And not that I want to be too picky, but I have a feeling that I need to switch paintbrushes and go back to that other paintbrush that I said was maybe just a hair bigger than this one. If I can find it, here it is, I think. Yeah, let me try this one. Not that the other one didn't work well, but somehow the other one I had to do 3, 4 strokes to get it right. When I have the right paintbrush, I can do it in 1 stroke or 2 strokes. Not big, much of a difference, but still. So where am I on camera number 2? Let's switch back to number 1. Yep, this was the right choice. There we go. Let's zoom on over in that corner. Just like that. Very good. Very cool. Okay, very good. So let me bring the camera over a little bit as we work our way down the frame. Let me move this out of the way. There we go. And let's come all the way to the left-hand side of our painting. And we'll tackle these 2 little guys right here. Just like that. Okay, very cool. Come on down to these guys. I'll grab my chair. I'm gonna just step back and turn on the light for a second. There we go. See what I mean by 1 stroke? That's the way I like it. Okay. Let's get the old stool here. Set down that down there. I guess I can do this side as well. So let's just switch over. There, little zoom. Oops. Just like that. Yes, very nice. That's how I like it, all in one shot. These two guys. Oh, that looks so much nicer, I must admit. All right, so very good. Let's get over to the middle and bring the camera over a whisker like that. How's that doing? Pull it back just a hair like that. There we go. And we finally just have these last two in that far corner, which I'm going to do right now. I'm not going to get up and move my stool. Let's just hope that I don't screw it up. Okay, that one worked out. Let's hope this one does too. All right. Look at that. Doesn't that look sweet? Okay, so I don't think I'm going to need any more of my red paint. Maybe just to check out the heart up there, I could maybe put like another small second coat. Doesn't really need it, but I'm just gonna just a little second coat just to make it a little more electric, a little more vibrant. Just like that. I'm not going to touch any more. Don't want to screw it up. There we go. All right, very good, very good. Moving along. Pretty cool. I'm going to put my red paint back in the jar so it doesn't harden on my cap, not knowing when I'll need some red paint again. There we go. So that's done. Now where are we at? Now we're getting very close. I think all I need now is to do my little white stars on the frames. So just pull this camera back. And I'm going to get my white paint ready. There we go. And I got plenty on my palette. The question is, what brush am I going to use? This one here. This one here, maybe. Here is our candidate, or this one, or even this one. We have 4 to choose from. Okay, not you. Could be either one of these 3. This one seems a little too soft. Going to be a pain in the neck. It's going to be either this one or this one. And I'll try this one. It's slightly firmer than the other one, so we'll try that. First of all, I have to work my paint. So I'll grab another fat little brush right here, just to mix in some water. Since we used this yesterday, it really doesn't need much, just a little bit of a workout, a quick little stir. Look at that, it's already ready to go. Very good. So, I'll put that away. Grab this brush, maybe put it here to soak for a few seconds. That will give me time to have a drink. Step back and take a look at the painting. Okay, I'm pretty ready to go here, I must say. I'm going to start with the top, so I'm going to zoom in kind of over there. Get my paintbrush out of the water. Get rid of the excess water on the brush. Go. Grab the palette. I'm going to again shut off the overhead light so we don't have that reflection for the camera. And I'll switch over to camera number 1. I have to find the right size for these little stars. I don't want them to be too big. I don't want them to be too small either, so. So let me step down and step back, take a look. Okay. I don't know, they look slightly a little bit too small. So hopefully when we do the ones that are on the vertical part of our frame, we can make them slightly bigger maybe. Let's see. They are just slightly bigger. All right, so that's coming out okay. Not complaining. Let's go back to that top edge. And it looks like I used just a drop of water on my paint. There we go. Just adding a quick little drop. There we go. And I guess we can get one more in there. Very good, just like that. I'll bring the camera over just a little bit. You can tackle this other vertical side. Just a whisker bigger. There we go. And let's get one more in there. Just like that. Okay. Guess I was off camera for the last few. So let's get this left-hand side together right here. I'm going to just go over and switch the light back on. There we go. Wipe my brush clean as well. There we go. Okay. A couple more in there. There we go. And we are getting very close to the end of everything here. Let me just get back to this side. I'm going to rinse off my paintbrush. Oh, this out of the way. I'm going to zoom in a little bit just so I don't have my mug in the way. There you go. Now I should be out of range, just my hand, and that's perfect. There we go. Just a couple more. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to grab my chair. I'm going to come back over here. Ping pong from left to right, left to right. Grab my chair right here. Maybe I'd be better off on the stool. So let's try this first. Get rid of that caked up paint. It's easier for me to paint looking up than bending down, just because of my sore back. I could have been better off on the stool. I'll just do a few here since I'm already sitting down. Go. There we go. And now I'm going to grab my stool and do the rest. Sitting down on that, I might as well just lower the camera as well. There we go. I'll switch over to camera number 1 as well. All right. So where's the camera? Let me bring this camera over here. There we go, baby. Just like There we go. Okay. And now all we got to do is that last vertical section of our canvas right in there. And for that, I'm going to just rinse off my brush again, wipe it dry. There we go. Just a couple more. One last one. All right. Okay. So let me move this out of the way. Let me get this out of the way. Let me pull the camera back and out of the way. And let me just step back and take a look. Well, what do you think? All right, this looks pretty much done to me. I am just going to fix one or two little things. Like I said, I'm going to put this bright lemon yellow in the center of my yellow stars. No one's ever going to see it, but I think it's just going to add that little, just that little oomph. So let me just grab a little bit of that right here. I mean, it's going to be just a little dab. And unless you have a keen eye, no one will ever notice, except me and you. So, I'll put this baby away. I'm going to need this little knife right here, right? I don't need anything bigger than that. Or this one, maybe. Maybe this one, a little bit bigger of my knives. Yes. And I never use this yellow, lemon yellow. It's not really a color that I enjoy seeing. My eyeballs don't dig it that much. So I put this away too early. Let me bring this back up. Let me see if I can't do a major zoom in on this so you can see really what I'm doing. I mean a major zoom. I don't know if my camera will handle that very well. There's only one way to find out. Just like that. So let me switch over to camera number one. I'm going to look on the computer first to see if it's not too blurry. Just a little bit blurry, isn't it? Looks like a little bit blurry. So what if I pull it back like that? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Let's just get this little dab of yellow in there. right? Just like that. I can see it. I don't know if the camera can see it. Maybe not with the reflection. I'm going to shut off the light in a second, and we'll see if you can see it better. I'm going to give a major zoom here. Maybe it's blurry. Maybe it isn't. I'm not sure. Slightly blurry, isn't it? Well, let me pull the camera back and see what happens. No, the other way. Let's try it like that. That one up. Okay. I don't know. Not sure how it looks on the camera though. Let's see on this far one here, if I'm a little luckier or not. Oh, I can't hold, there we go. Just like that. I mean, just a little dot in the dead center. I'm going to come back to this star right here. Just a little bit like that. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. And down here. And over here. I'm doing this really quickly. Not really wasting any time, just very quickly doing this. Well, and down here. Okay, so got that done. Now, this is all just fix up little things. I'm going to put just a little bit of gold right there. A little bit of black paint as well, since we're going to be correcting a little bit of the black as we go along as well. There we go. I'm just fixing all the tiny little screw-ups that we had to do while we were doing our plants and whatnot. There we go. Just like that. Just like that. On the other side, it's okay. On the bottom, needs a little bit of fixing as well. right there. Right there as well. Okay, looks pretty good. Right in there, going to add a couple of little flying birds. Just like that. So that does it for the black paint. Now I am extremely picky, so I'm going to go back to my heart up here and just fix something probably that nobody else would ever fix, but I do have to. There. So let's go back to camera number 1. My gold is on really thick here, so hopefully I will be able to have the control. There's one part that I wanted to fix. And just wanted to get that lower edge. That top edge right there. And that corner right there. Now tell me I'm not picky. So stepping back, checking it out. And it's good enough for me. And am I going to screw it up? I don't know, but I'm going to just do this. There we go. Okay. Okay. Again, being a little picky, but that is what I'm into. I can't help it. I have a little too much water on my brush. Let me just wipe this off. I'm still working on the heart. In case you're wondering, I didn't move the camera. But I grabbed my red paint because I do want to just fix this area right. Just wanted to make that upper right hand of my heart just bigger, just the way it is. I mean, what was that, like a 32nd, 64th of an inch? Really small. But anyways, so where am I here? Am I still on camera number 1? Yes, I am. So let's come back to here. I am going to move camera number 1 all the way back so we can have a full view of our painting. Or should I have just the bottom part of our painting, maybe? I'll bring just the bottom part. since everything will not hold. We'll grab that lower third of our painting. How's that look on camera number 1? Look okay, should I go up just a whisker? That. Why don't I just bring this one over in the middle here instead of being off to one side like we always do. Let's just bring this in the middle here for a second. So how does that look if we go to camera number 1? Okay, just like that. Nothing is level here, so I had to move, just bring everything back a little bit just so it's a little more level. All right, and still not level. Let me bring that like that. I mean, this is the end of our painting, so I want to make sure that our last shots look pretty good. So let me just move over here. I'm going to turn back on the light. So there's our view, I guess, from camera number 1. Then I'll switch over to camera number, that's number 2. Here's camera number 1. Now I'm going to switch back to camera number 2, and this time I'm going to turn off the overhead light. Just like that, I can see maybe if there are differences. Well, not really. Now you can see the glare from the window, so I don't know. So there's camera number 2. Camera number 1. And there we go. There we go. There is the end of our painting. So, once again, my friends, I want to thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed today's painting. Let me move out of the way. I know with my webcam, it always looks a little blurry, but there's not much I can do about that. So tomorrow we won't be in. Well, I'll be in the studio, but we won't do any streaming. We'll be back here on Thursday, probably to roll this baby up, unroll a new canvas, and put on a coat of primer. Might as well do that on Thursday. I have no idea what our next painting is going to be. But anyways, so like usual, I'm going to leave you with 2 things. My schedule is one of them. The other one is simply by saying, ciao mes amis. I hope you have a pleasant day, and I'll see you on Thursday.